You're watching Troy Community Television On Demand. I'm Dave Denoyer here with Arena Manager of Hobart Arena, Ken Siler. Ken, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Appreciate you having me.
A lot of people are wondering, a lot of renovations going on in Troy, a lot of new construction going on, and one of the things that we've noticed is there's a lot of work going on here at Hobart Arena. Wonder if you could give our viewers just a little insight onto how that started and what exactly is going to be happening.
Yeah, sure. So about 2 years ago, we had a feasibility study done to try to determine what our needs are here at the venue, to try to determine if, in fact, investing dollars into this facility was a good investment, assessing what type of economic impact the building has on not just Troy but Miami County. And that assessment came back and indicated that for a 65-year-old building, that they found that it's in tremendous shape. They have seen buildings that are a lot younger, I guess if you want to call it that, than what Hobart Arena is, that were in a lot worse shape. That they did not recommend investing, dollars in and renovating to the magnitude that we're looking at renovating. So at that point, it was determined kind of big scope, some of the things that we wanted to accomplish. When we have larger shows, the traffic flow in the building becomes a problem. We don't have enough restroom facilities. Our concessions are not necessarily adequate, in addition to a lot of the back of house areas for when we have shows come in and those kind of things. So we are looking to address a lot of both front of house and back of house areas. And really what it came down to is we kind of got involved more with the architects, that it all kind of comes down to traffic flow, both pedestrian outside the venue, entering the venue, and then once they get in the building, how that traffic flow works throughout the corridors.
Gotcha.
So the design was done in a manner in which we're trying to improve that as much as possible. In terms of where things will now be located, doing some things to kind of make the corridors feel wider. And we really hope that in the end, these improvements have an impact in a positive way on not only the customers or the patrons, the ticket buyers that are here for events, but also for the shows and the experience that they have here, so that word, spreads to other, touring acts and so forth, so that when they come here, they have a more positive experience maybe than what they do now.
Gotcha.
We started really expanding what we were doing about 7 or 8 years ago, and what's happened as a result of that is that it really allowed us to find out what deficiencies the venue had. And so living that, I think, has really helped us in terms of working with the architects on some of the design renovations that we're doing to really help us post-renovation.
Gotcha. So to summarize in a way, the renovations aren't in a negative way at all. It's not, there wasn't anything wrong with the building. This is honestly to cater to the fact that Hobart's a growing business.
Yeah, it's really to address a lot of the shortfalls that we really realized we had once we started doing more and more events. We've really seen a snowball effect. Doing events has really lent itself to further and additional events happening, and a lot of those are annual reoccurring events. So over the course of the last 6-7 years, our event load has continued to increase as a result of other events coming, which lead to other events. But what happened then was those events that we started to have, we realized by trying to manage those events that the venue had a lot of things that needed to be addressed. And so that's what the feasibility study showed, and that's what the design is attempting to address, so that when we're at the end of this renovation process and expansion process, that we've addressed, most of those things. We certainly understand that we're not going to be able to address every single thing.
Of course.
But we feel comfortable that we're at least addressing the majority of those.
So with it comes to the laying ground for this project, when did the official day start of when you guys first started working on the renovations?
The construction project started around the, I believe if I remember right now, it was back around the first part of March.
Okay.
And so to date, being now that we're here about the middle of April, they've been primarily preparing several of the areas to the exterior of the building, as you can see behind us here, doing some undercutting and getting the ground prepared, pouring footers, so that's what they've done on a couple of the areas on the west side or the front side of the building, and also on the south end of the building. And then the part that you can see here behind us, where the building will be expanded to the north, that's where they're still working on the undercutting, and they're getting close to completing that now, so they can start doing the footers for those areas as well.
Awesome. Is there an expected completion date at this point?
Well, we anticipate, based on the bid from the contractor, that the project was targeted to take approximately 315 days.
Okay.
So I think we're shooting for some time just into the first part of 2017. So we've got still a significant time frame to go yet before the project's complete. But they've hit the ground running here. So not only the areas out here that we see to the exterior of the building, but they're also they've started doing some work throughout the corridors with some electrical, some plumbing, and those kind of things. So there are also a lot of those contractors working inside the venue.
Gotcha.
And I really feel good about the progress that they've made already in the matter of just a few 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely look forward. We're going to be doing these updates with you once a month just to see how the progress is going, and I really look forward to seeing how this project comes together. So thanks for talking with us today.
Well, appreciate you having me.
Not a problem. And I'm Dave Denoyer out here at Hobart Arena with the lead architect, Keith. Keith, how you doing today?
I'm good.
You have been given an amazing task of doing a renovation on this amazing, magnificent building. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how exactly the construction renovation fell into your lap and give us a little insight into what's going on?
Okay. Well, I'm with MSA Architects, and we are a regional leader in sports design and renovating facilities of this nature. We do a lot of work with the Cincinnati Reds in professional sports and renovating the stadiums of that such. The way these projects typically come along is, in the case of a government entity, they have to RFQ for the project. So they'll put an RFQ out, an advertisement, and you'll have a host of architects respond to it. They bring you in and they interview, and the interview team will select the most qualified team. And we were very fortunate to get awarded the project. We actually started design work on it about this time last year, working with Ken Siler and his team. And it's been a very interesting path. It is a historic facility that is a landmark here in the community, and it's an iconic symbol to the community. And this is the biggest renovation it has gone through in its existence, and probably going to be the largest renovation that it's going to go through for some time to come. We are spending about $8 to $9 million on the project. We've been very sensitive to the historic nature of the project, as well as trying to bring it up to today's standards. This is not a state-of-the-art NHL arena by no means, but it does serve the community, and it serves hockey and recreation types of uses.
Yeah.
So it's got to be nice. That they were deficient in concessions. They're going to get real concessions out of this project. They were deficient in a back of house, an area where they actually load the arena floor. They're going to get a huge area to accommodate that, as well as other support areas such as locker rooms and those sort of things. So that's really the the gist of it.
Have you run into any complications so far or anything with the renovations? I mean, we know all construction jobs don't always go flawlessly, but I mean, is there anything you've run into so far?
It's actually interesting you say that. There is a pile of dirt back here, and I always tell a lot of clients that my most nervous time on any project is when they come out here and they stick the bucket in the ground, because we can field verify, we can go in the building and see everything, but we can't predict what's underground. What we found out very early on in terms of digging, and we had some sense of it, but we didn't have a complete sense of it, was we had some soil issues out here.
Gotcha.
And we had to dig a little deeper than what we thought we were going to have to deep. So far, and hopefully keep our fingers crossed, that's the biggest thing we have. But of course, in dealing with existing buildings that are way older than I am right now, we're gonna run into some other things as we get into it more. So
awesome. Well, we appreciate you talking with us today, and we look forward to updating with you here next month or so.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.